It's Marcus here from CarVeto. So this brief video is all about MOT mileage and ensuring that you buy a car that is actually genuine mileage. And I'm going to show you an example here of how easy it is to first reduce the mileage on a car illegally and to increase resale value and deceive a potential buyer of the true valuation of a vehicle. So if you're watching this video on YouTube, there's a link directly below the video that will take you to this page on our website that has all of the detail about MOT mileage. When there are instances reduced mileage may be legitimate because of a milometer replacement. So there's lots of detail in here, but we also offer you the chance to check MOT history through our database that's derived directly from DVLA. Now we're scanning our database to find the vehicle. We can see this is a Mercedes-Benz, a 2011. You can scan to the bottom here and we've got this custom MOT mileage which tells you lots of useful information about advisories, refusals, dates of MOTs, passes and failures. So it's a little bit different to the traditional DVLA MOT history. We provide a bit more detail and use this useful colour coding here to help you understand the different parts of each test and what the vehicle has and hasn't failed on. The other parts of the check include vehicle details, export status, SORN status, road tax, MOT status. Lots of useful information. Now if you're willing to pay £12.50, you would click this button here and we'll give you a lot of additional data about the history of a car, including MOT mileage checks. So let's hop over and buy a check now. So I'll click the button, I pay the money here, £12.50, and then the report will load like this. So we can see on this car that we have produced a warning status because of, let's scroll down here. So there's a number of reasons, but the primary one is because we are flagging a mileage issue with this vehicle. So we can see here that on the 16th of October 2019 that the mileage was reduced by a staggering 451,000 miles. Now if we scroll down to the MOT history itself, and we can see just here that at the time of this test on the 16th of October, the vehicle was 511,000 miles. 3 days later, the car was retested because it failed here due to refusal notices, and the mileage was reduced by 451,000 miles, making this vehicle with a displayed mileage of 60,269. So in actual fact, this car was clocked by 390,000 miles. That's a staggering amount. So now let's have a look at valuations. So I'm using Auto Trader's free car value tool here, and I've input the car reg number here, the one we've just checked, KY11HVW. I've input what the actual true mileage is, which is 451,000. This is the discrepancy that we're talking about here. And we can see that the average price for this vehicle with that kind of miles is actually £800. So the car is really classed as a banger. It's not worth very much because it's travelled nearly 500,000 miles in its life. Now I have put the very same vehicle in with the clocked mileage at just 60,269. And we can see here that Auto Trader are telling us that the same car with 60,000 miles is actually worth almost £7,000. Now there are lots of motorists that won't fall for this trap because they'll use a CarVeto check, they'll check MOT history, they'll ensure the vehicle's legitimate before they buy. But there are pockets of people out there that easily end up buying a vehicle like this and losing thousands and thousands of pounds on a car that's only not worth the money they've paid, but it's also deemed as illegal and unroadworthy because you have no idea how worn all of the components on the vehicle are when you're buying it. So the car, to go out in that car is putting yourself and other motorists at risk. A CarVeto MOT history check is extremely helpful in saving money. So use the link below the video now, put a car reg in. So it's useful if you've bought a car or if you're about to buy a vehicle. If there's any questions or comments, leave them below this video or you can contact us directly. The best email is contact@carveto.co.uk and one of our motoring experts will get back to you, usually within an hour or so of you getting in touch.